Today we are going to review the 2-bedroom layouts in the Orie. Alright, so there are a total of 4 different 2-bedrooms layout in the Orie. We got the 2-bed 1-bath. Then we got the 2-bed 2-bath Dumbell layout, followed by a 2-bed 2-bath. This is a conventional layout where all the bedrooms are located at one side. And lastly, we got a 2+ study layout at 700 square feet. This is a 2+ study. For the first layout we are going to talk about is the 2-bed 1-bath layout. Now, likely this is going to be one of the first few units to be sold at this development. What is really unique about this layout is that there's actually a window right over here, which means that you are able to do up an enclosed kitchen. Alright, in today's new launch market, I don't remember seeing any 2-bed 1-bath that has a window at the kitchen. Alright, so for investors out there, you might want to seriously consider this unit because when a unit with good layout hit the resale market, there's a likelihood that you will get to enjoy the good capital appreciation. Aside from that, what I really like about this layout is that the developers actually created 2 entrances right over here to give you additional flexibility. Because I've seen a lot of the 2-bed 1-bath layout out there with only either an entrance in the living or the master. Especially if you have guests staying over for a few nights, they can easily access the bathroom, and on normal days, you can actually access the bathroom directly from your master bedroom. Now, for the only downside for this layout, I would say that it's the dining area, because some of the buyers out there will actually complain that the dining area is right outside the bathroom door. What I can propose is that you can actually do up a zip track at the balcony area and shift your dining table to the balcony. And with that, after freeing up the dining area, you can actually do additional carpentry or storage right over here. So all in all, I will rate this layout a 5 out of 5. Now moving on to the price analysis, we take 2,500 PSF as a benchmark. The cost difference, if we were to compare the 2-bed 1-bath to the 1+ study, the price actually comes up to $187,000. Alright, so for $187,000, what is the difference? Number one, you get a bigger master bedroom. This is a king bed and this is a queen bed. Alright, on top of that, of course, you get an additional bedroom. And lastly, you get an enclosable kitchen. Alright, so I would say that if you manage to get a good ballot number, you should definitely consider the 2-bed 1-bath unit, because at $1.5 million range to get an RCR 2-bed 1-bath, I would say it's an absolute steal. Moving on to the bigger 2-bedder unit, this is the 2-bed 2-bath Dumbell layout. Alright, this layout is quite similar to the B1 layout, which is the 2-bed 1-bath. Both bedrooms can actually fit a double bed. What I really like about this 2-bed 2-bath layout is that, very similar to the type B1, there's actually 2 entrances to the common bathroom. Also for this layout, you got a good dining space, as well as you have some additional space at the foyer to do up some carpentry for your shoes and your daily items. Alright, so overall I will rate this layout a 4 out of 5. Now, let's do a price analysis for the 2-bed 1-bath and the 2-bed 2-bath. I would say that you really voice down on your requirement. Again, we use 2,005 PSF as a benchmark. Again, at less than $150,000, you get an additional ensuite. You get a good dining area compared to the dining area at B1, which is outside the bathroom. And you get an additional storage space at the foyer area for the 2-bed 2-bath unit. However, for buyers who are buying for investment, in particular rental play, you might want to prioritize the 2-bed 2-bath Dumbell layout. Alright, based on the rental transaction of Gem Residences located right next to Orie, the 2-bed 1-bath is going for around $3,500 and the 2-bed 2-bath is going for about $4,000. Alright, so why do you want to prioritize the 2-bed 2-bath Dumbell layout? Is that if you are going for rental play, you can potentially convert the living room into a bedroom that can fit a queen size bed and proper wardrobe space, basically over here. A studio unit in Gem Residences is about $2,600 and a small common bedroom that can only fit a single bed is about $1,200. So hypothetically, the rent that you are able to get is the master at about $2,000. the living room which you converted into a common room which can potentially fetch you around 1,500, and of course the common room that can get you for at least 1,300. So that brings a total to 4,800, which gives you a good rental yield of 3.5%. Alright, so to summarize, I would say that both units actually have good potential capital appreciation. Between B1 and B2, it boils down to do you have sufficient budget and whether or not it's for your own stay or rental investment. Alright, for own stay, do you need an additional ensuite? And for rental investment, the 2-bed 2-bath would definitely be a better option. Alright, moving on to the next layout, we have the 2-bed 2-bath, a more conventional layout where we have an open concept kitchen and both bathroom tucked at one side of the unit. Alright, so for this layout, basically there isn't much to talk about. I'll rate it a 3 out of 5. Now let's do a price analysis between the Dumbell layout and the conventional layout. Again, we take 2005 PSF as a benchmark. Alright, at 2005 PSF, there's a $80,000 difference for the Dumbell layout and the conventional layout. And again, at $80,000 different, although you are getting a larger PSF, you are losing out on a second ensuite. So personally, I would prioritize going for the Dumbell layout over the conventional layout. Alright, moving on to the last 2-bedder layout. Right over here, we have the 2+ study at 700 square feet. Again, very similar to the Dumbell layout, we got the second ensuite right over here. And what I really like about this layout is that you actually get a dedicated study area which you can actually convert it into a storage space for your large bulky items. Alright, overall I would say that this is a very efficient layout with no wasted passageway space, and I'll rate this layout a 4 out of 5. Now, it's very likely that the B1 and B2 layout will get sold out first. So if your ballot number do not allow you to choose a B1 or B2 unit, and if you are going for the B4 and B3, I would definitely go for the B4. Because based on 2005 PSF, the price difference will only come out to about $55,000. Again, for $55,000 for additional study room, which can double up as a storage room, I would say that it's very worth it. Alright, so for buyers out there, if you do not have a good ballot number, you should definitely prioritize the B4 layout over the B3. So to sum up the 4 different 2-bedder layouts, I would rank the 2-bed 1-bath as my top choice, followed by the 2-bed 2-bath Dumbell layout because of the rental potential. My third choice is going to be the 2+ study because of just a small top up, you can get an additional study room. And of course, lastly is the type B3 2-bed 2-bath conventional layout. So the next question you should really ask is, should you go for the high floor units or the low floor units? Over here, I've extracted out some of the transactions of the gem residences or our 2-bedroom units. I took transactions that are of similar purchase date and sale date. Alright, so for the first example over here is step 5. I'm comparing level 25 with level 7. The purchase date, both buyers bought in during the launch. During the purchase, the price difference is $35,000 and both owners actually sold it in the first half of 2023. Again, at the point of sale, the difference is only $40,000. So for profit wise, I would say that there isn't much difference for both high floor and low floor units at step 5. However, when we take a look at the next example, level 35 and level 2, again similarly step 5, both buyers bought in during the launch, and at the point of purchase, the difference is actually $113,000. Alright, both buyers actually sold it in the second half of 2020, and the price difference was only 90 difference. So meaning to say that the level 2 owners actually profited more as compared to the level 35 owner. Okay, for the next example, the price difference during the purchase is $77,000 and at the point of sale is $75,000. Again, there isn't much difference. But when we look at the last example, this is very similar to example 2. Okay, during purchase, the buyers bought in, the price difference was about $79,000 and at the point of sale, the difference actually shrank to $52,000. Alright, so based on these few past transactions of gem residences, I would say that if I'm an investor, I would definitely prioritize the lower floor units. And if I'm buying for my own stay and I want to enjoy the good views, I will go for level 20 to level 30 units and avoid the higher level units, which is level 30 and above, to avoid paying a premium. Alright, so that's the end of the 2-bedder review. For other layouts, do check out my full analysis video in the description below. And if you have any other questions regarding the Orie, do drop me a WhatsApp or DM me. If you like this video, do subscribe to my channel where I will cover more upcoming launches. See you in my next video.